Who remembers the BJ and Bill show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. Please give us that 5-star review and subscribe on your preferred podcast platform. I don't care if it's iHeart or Spotify, Apple. We're on them all. Just go to your favorite one. We're there. Just look us up, BJ and Bill, the podcast. Also, follow us on Facebook, BJ and Bill, the podcast. And as always, you can email us, BJ and Bill, the podcast at gmail.com. As we welcome you, every time I say these numbers, it just floors me. Welcome to episode 195.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, I think Seinfeld only did 188.
Yeah, well, he was on I was going to say he was on every week and we were on every day, but we're only doing once a week with the podcast. So, wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, so we've outdone
Seinfeld.
Yeah, but you know, he has season breaks. Like they have a season,
right?
Then it would break, and then we go every week.
Yeah, he was only doing what?
Week.
How many shows in a season? I mean, 10, 12, maybe?
Anything from 8 to 20. At least that's what because now you got these fancy machines and these fancy apps where you can find a favorite show and watch, a complete season in one setting. And I know they go anywhere from, it seems like 8 episodes is the smallest, I think. And I've seen it up to 20 episodes.
We're watching this week, last couple of weeks in our house, we're watching a couple of them. Partner Mary is in love with the U.S. Marshals on Paramount. So she's watching, that's not my thing, but she's watching U.S. Marshals. And we're also on Amazon on Prime. We're watching Citadel, which is the good spy one. And it's the first season of that was only like 6 or 8. It was very short, but it apparently costs so much money that they're like, yeah, we're not going to go crazy unless we know this is, something fans want to see. So it was, and now we're into season 2. So there you go.
Cool. Now I did notice that too. For some of them, it's like they might only have 6 or 8. I think 8's the lowest I've ever seen anything we watched.
Right.
But I think so. And then you see the next season and it's got like 12. So I think they do that. They go, let's just do 8 episodes. And if nobody likes it, we haven't wasted a whole lot of money.
So that $1 billion that the podcast playground spends on BJ and Bill, the podcast, was a good investment because we're. Oh, wait, they didn't spend that much, did they?
No. Hey, are you still doing your other podcast every week?
I am not. The Practical Path, it's out there. I mean, the shows are out there, but Vicky and I are taking a little break from that. We wanted to see how, well, there you go. We wanted to see how that would go. I think it could make a comeback, but currently we're in what's the word? We're on
hiatus.
Hiatus.
Okay.
Fancy word.
And the only reason I know that I was at the corporate office over the weekend.
You were.
And he was going through all the podcasts and he was saying, well, this one, kind of like hit and miss.
Yeah.
You never know when they're going to do it. So then he got to ours. He goes, there's BJ and Bill every week,
like clockwork.
And then he goes to your other podcast, The Practical Path, which, like you said, still out there.
Yeah.
You just haven't done an episode lately. And he said, I think they stopped doing this because they haven't done one since the end of the year, I think.
I haven't. I looked at the numbers and honestly, it wasn't great. So I don't know.
It wasn't a practical path, is what you're telling me?
It wasn't as practical as we had hoped. Let's put it that way. That's okay. What are you up to these days? So anyway, speaking of which, that's what you're up to. You're just back from Fort Myers, from the corporate office.
Well, I was there for really a graduation.
My
granddaughter, congratulations, Faith, graduated from high school. And, now she has to plan. Oh, she's in that stage. And I remember that stage. Oh, do I try to go to college? Oh, do I try to get a job? oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I graduated. What do I do? I don't know if you went through that or not, but I kind of did, like I had a scholarship, was all ready to go to college, had a guy who owned a radio station who offered me a full-time job. And he's, like I said, this was the line he gave me, in broadcasting, experience is more important than going to college.
Yes.
And so I grabbed that hook and jumped onto the bait and, the reel
reeled you in.
Yep. And so that was, and then there are times in my life that I go, damn, I should have went to college. It was all there just waiting for me to do it free.
But, well, first of all, you asked about what my situation was. And I think at my high school, in my community, in my family, in my whatever, I think the very strong expectation was that you would go to college. And I wasn't doing the radio thing at the time. I was doing the journalism thing at the time. And that kind of I'm not going to say required a degree, but a degree was much more important there than the radio thing, than the on-air personality, quote unquote. So, and besides, I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but between me and my one cousin, who was the same age as I am, we were like the first in the family to go to college. So that was kind of a big deal, as they say, kind of a big deal. So anyway, to answer your question, I never had any second thoughts that that's what I was going to do after high school. I was going to go to college. And in fact, several of my friends in high school had already picked out Ohio University, Athens, Ohio, home of the Bobcats, as the place to go. And honest to God, that is the only college I applied to, which is kind of weird. Most kids apply to bunches. I applied to one college. They accepted me. That's where I went. So anyway,
well,
I'm sticking to it.
I was going to go to Vincennes University, which basically had a drama, it had a drama program, had a radio program. It had all the programs I was interested in. Of course, I wasn't interested in any of the other programs like the math and all the other things I'd had to do. But
definitely not.
But I was in, to the showbiz and the radio thing. And I go, that's where I want to go. So that's kind of the only college I applied to. But I did. I must admit, I did spend a couple semesters doing like one class a semester at St. Joe College in my hometown.
Right.
So that was college. I went to college.
Kind of.
So if I fill out an application, it always has, college or some college.
Sure.
Degree. I always say some college.
There you go.
Was 2 classes, 2 different semesters. They were speech classes.
Okay. Well, that works.
It was some college, damn it.
Yes. Now on to your granddaughter there. Here it is 2026, a much more, if you don't mind my saying, in my opinion, a much more important and two-sided decision. For me, it was a one-sided decision, right? I mean, I'm going to college. There was very little doubt, I should say, very, very little doubt in my head that I was going to college. Nowadays, I'm not so sure. And I was a big, big, big education person for many years. I'm not so sure nowadays. So let me ask you this. Your granddaughter, what does she do? What does she like? What does she enjoy? What would she go to college for if she were to go to college?
I don't have a clue.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you what she is good at.
Sure.
She is good at cooking. Like she cooks a lot of the meals in the little Odom household.
In the household there. Really?
Yeah. She's like probably, my son is the master of the grill.
Yes.
She's more the kitchen girl.
That's kind of our house. I'm that way. I'm the grill guy and she's the kitchen guy. But much more important of a decision at her age. So now, having said that, it takes no college to become a YouTube or social media influencer in the cooking space. and would make a hell of a lot more money doing cooking on YouTube than going to college.
Maybe
Just
I'll give her
saying.
that. Maybe I'll give her that suggestion.
Just saying.
And I hate to say this, but she was a lot like me and maybe even her dad. No, he was a good student. I really was never a good student.
Okay.
I was the kid that took my books home.
Yes.
And as you came in the door, the washer and dryer were right there.
Right.
Right next to the door.
Right.
Books in hand, put it on the washer dryer there, walk in the house. Okay. And now it's like Monday again, time to go back to school, pick up the books off the dryer and head back to school.
I got it.
See, but I think, I know I've harped on this before. I don't think my parents pushed me because, everybody knows my story that listens to this podcast.
And if you don't know the story, More Parts Than a Chicken Nugget is available on Amazon.com.
And that will have all the details. But yeah, I don't think they pushed me because, we don't know how long this guy's going to last.
Fair enough. But whatever. I mean, you still hopefully have to plan. Well, no, you don't have to plan for a future if you're not sure what's going to happen in the future. But I would think you might as well have taken an optimistic outlook on it and gone, well, hopefully I'm alive in another 50 years. You are.
Of course, I'm one of those guys that was like, it was for me entertainment no matter what. If it would have been radio, if it would have been theater.
Sure.
If it would have been, and I've done the gamut. I played in bands. I toured with bands. I toured as a comedian.
Sure.
I talked on the radio. As I tell many people in my life, I've never had a real job.
I'm not going to say I don't think the jobs I've had have been real jobs, the computer, the tech support stuff, but I have had to go in and clock in at an office, check in, had a lunch hour, so I guess they're a real job. Real job. You can't see it. I'm holding my thumb up to the camera. See, look at that. Look at that blister right there. I swept out let's give me the thumbs up. I swept the porch, the big patio. We have this big patio at the new house here, and it's all brick, so it's hard to sweep. It's not an even thing. So yours truly gave himself quite the blisters pushing a broom yesterday. So don't tell me about hard work, young man.
Oh, yeah, that's hard work. Yes.
About halfway through, as I can feel myself start to bleed, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have put on my garden gloves, which I did, but the damage was already done. So there you go.
No, and I hate to say this, but I want to say it because I don't mind talking about myself, but others I don't really like to talk about.
That's fair.
But let's say this: there was many people my son's age,
right,
that went to college.
Yes.
And he even has a stepbrother who is a little younger than him.
Yes.
Still paying off his college loans.
When did the boss graduate from high school? Do you remember?
What year would it have been? That was a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah. How old is he now?
He's 47.
47. So if he graduated at 17, that would be 30 years ago. So yeah, he graduated in the mid 90s sometime.
Yeah, and he did.
Mid 90s sometime.
He has his GED.
Okay.
Because it was about a month before school was going to get out, and that's when he was one of those, rebel children like many of us are, and I was the same kind of way.
Yes.
But I guess he was informed that he would not be walking with his class or receiving a diploma. He would need to go to summer school.
Ah.
And at that moment, when they said, you're not walking, you're not graduating, he more or less did this. What if that'll show up on the screen?
Yes.
And so, yeah, he just kind of said, if I'm not going to graduate, if I'm not going to get a diploma,
right.
You're telling me, 2 months, 3 months before school's out.
Right.
I'm just going to leave now. And so that's what he did. But he did finally get his GED.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it, but he's making more money than you, me, and anybody else that I really know.
This this is kind of my point here in, 2026. It's kind of my point that it's like that thing and people have said, I have seen very, very, very smart college professors on YouTube who have said, why are you going to a school that is charging you six figures a year to attend classes where you can learn it all on YouTube for free? Same thing. Because, it's got a name. I have a degree from XYZ college, very famous place, or, what. This is my point nowadays. You don't need to do that. And there are ways, so many ways, of making a really good income, your son being example number one, that college is not necessary anymore. I would argue that it's almost, at this point, a hindrance. If there's something you do and you love and you're good at and you enjoy, learn what you need to learn about it and then do it. Solve a problem for people. Solve a problem for people, and people will pay you for it a lot, whether it's mowing their yard or fixing their computer or teaching their kids another language or cooking for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I went on a little rant there, but I feel strongly about that nowadays. I think college, and here I am living in a college town, and every student that I get to speak to, like when we play pickleball, we'll play with some college kids sometimes. What are you doing? What's your degree? What are you taking? Will AI affect that or not? Or do you have your head in the sand? And, I'm taking this degree in whatever. And I'm like, of course, that there's going to be no jobs for that by the time you graduate.
Well,
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but you better have a plan.
I'll tell you what the plan should be. Hard work, because I'm noticing a lot of the younger generation. If I can't make $100,000, I don't want to work.
I hear you.
Well, no, that's not the way it does, because my son, he's like worked on this business. It's been where it's almost been in bankruptcy. Where,
right.
Oh my goodness, what am I going to do now?
Right.
To the point where it is today, where he's making a good living off of it and has some employees, and but it didn't come easy.
Of course not.
He had to work, he had to grind, he had to do all those things that people have to do. And I don't think this generation is ready to do that, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't speak to a lot of this generation, quote unquote, but I think the reality of life will convince them otherwise if it needs to. And another friend of ours in the podcast business, Mike Rowe, who does that fabulous, he's got that amazing voice, but he's the guy that did the Dirty Jobs show and everything like that, showing what it's like, a day in the life of a garbage man or a plumber or a guy that's sweet, whatever. You listen to his podcast, he is helping people with exactly those kinds of jobs, because he's like, sure, you can go to college for 6 years, 5 years, whatever, be $1 million in debt and maybe have a job, or you could start a plumbing business. Yeah, you get your hands dirty for the first couple of years, and then you're hiring people, and then you're making $100,000 running that business, not getting your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And it's a business that AI is never taking. Now, I'm not going to say never say never. It's a business that is way down the list of things that will be taken over by AI.
But yeah, just hard work, people. That's what you needed.
It's all it is.
Although, of course, I never made big dollars either, but I don't think I've ever worked hard in my entire life.
I'm not going to say I've worked hard. I've had regular 9-to-5 jobs. I've had that sort of thing, where I've had to clock in and out and made some money and gotten benefits and all of that stuff. Sure.
I've had 2 of those jobs, but they didn't last long.
No, I get it. I do.
I sold puppies because of non-competes. I ended up selling puppies at the Puppy Palace at the Edison Mall for about 6 months.
Right.
And then I also worked at Circuit City for about 6 months. And then the non-compete was over, and I went directly back to a radio.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with any of that. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying, and we're not, obviously, our audience is not obviously talking to young people, but maybe we're talking to the parents or the grandparents of those young people. Think very carefully about future plans. Do a little research. And by research, I mean just watch a few videos with real people, not talking heads, not kids with an opinion, because that's easy and free. Your opinion is like your, you know what, everybody's got one. But find some people that have something to say about it and, know what they're talking about. And then find some of those jobs that may or may not be affected by that sort of thing. I'm just saying, just a thought.
Well, congratulations to the graduating class.
Yes.
Of 2026.
Yes.
And we'll be back right after this. BJ Odom here from Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. Reminder, my memoir, More Parts Than a Chicken Nugget, isn't just a medical story. It's a survival story filled with humor. Oh, and heart. It'll make you laugh, maybe even cry. And definitely believe in second chances. More Parts Than a Chicken Nugget. Available now on Amazon.
Most people spend years planning for retirement, but not nearly enough time planning for what comes after the paycheck ends. Hi, Bill Stevens here, and like a lot of people our age, I wanted more than just slowing down. I wanted purpose, something meaningful, something that could still create some income from home without punching a clock every day. That's why I started building my own home-based affiliate marketing business. Now, I know that's a fancy term, but it's really pretty simple. I'm also getting help from a big online community and step-by-step support. And now I help other people nearing retirement discover that maybe their next chapter of life could become the best one yet. Want to learn more? Well, check out my website, bizwithbill.com. Again, www.bizwithbill.com. That's with a Z. So we're done with the college thing, and which is interesting because here I am in a college town full of young people, and actually it's beautiful now because graduation has come and gone. Town is empty. Pickleball courts are easy to get. So I'm happy. So there's that. Now, AI. You want an AI story? I got an AI story.
Give me your AI story, and then I may have an AI question for you.
Normally, I don't know how much you are using AI. I'm using it a little to help me write things. The show notes for this podcast, we get help with that and all sorts of things. I use it for my other stuff, my other writing assignments and stuff like that, blog posts, things like that. It's nice. A couple of days ago, I actually had an hour-long conversation with ChatGPT over a problem I was having with website HTML code, which if you know anything about websites, HTML is the code that builds websites. And I was trying to insert a piece of code into a website to do a specific thing, and it kept giving me this error message, and I was playing with it and struggling with it and cursing at it for 5 minutes, and then I went, hey, wait a minute. There's this thing called AI out there. And I fired it up, and me and the AI, me and ChatGPT, had a wonderful, fabulous, useful, helpful, problem-solving conversation for an hour that went back and forth, and it would just say, all right, give me the first line of code, and I'd copy and paste it into the box. And ChatGPT, I'm struggling to not say he or she. The AI would say, oh, cool, I see what's going on here. Try this, change this. And I did, and I said, yes, that worked. Great, that gives us a clue. And literally, ChatGPT and I stepped through it almost line by line and idea by idea until we came to the end, and we figured it out. And I was like blown away and thankful. And it was like, okay, here's what we've done. Here's what worked. Here's what to keep in mind. And it's telling me all this stuff. Here's what to keep in mind in the future, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, I said, thanks a lot. I owe you one. And of course, because I've had so many conversations with ChatGPT, it knows me. And it says, all right, you're on the hook for one pizza. I know that's important to you. And I rolled back in my chair and I went, holy shit. And I went, yep, you're right. You name the time and place. I'm all over it. or something like that. And you can laugh and you can chuckle with ChatGPT. It will joke with you or whatever the machine equivalent of joking is. And I'm staring at the script of the replay or the whatever of all the stuff we talked about and how we talked and how it helped me and how it guided me through things and how I was like part of the process. I'm like, okay, this worked, this didn't. I tried this. What if I wanted to change this? Yeah, you could change that. Go in here and find this line of code. Blah blah. And I'm like, okay, that's what's happening. Normally, I would either struggle with this for days, looking for an answer on the web or Googling stuff or trying to find a YouTube video about how to do this one thing that I wanted to do. Or I talk to this machine that knows the software I'm using, knows the code I'm using, knows what I'm trying to do, and can just respond as a master, a genius at this thing. And teach me in the process. And I'm like, okay, that is AI. That is what it's all about.
Well, I can tell you this, the coders that are working with Gentry, because he's always working on new apps and new things and new websites. And yeah, they seem to all be working with ChatGPT now.
I go back and forth over, like, and again, I'm on YouTube a bunch, so I watch a lot of videos about all the different AI tools, and everybody seems to think that, Claude is really great for writing and creative projects and things. ChatGPT is the more technical of the two, but it don't matter to me. It works.
Well, over the weekend, I was actually talking to someone who does a lot of codes. That's kind of their job.
Oh, cool.
And I'll just inform you that their choice is Chad. Thinks it's the best.
Chad.
Or Chad. Not Chad. What did you say the other one was?
Claude.
Claude is the best one out there.
It probably is. I don't have, the only thing Claude doesn't do is images. So like BJ Odom, who cranks out that really cool thumbnail for the show every week, that wouldn't work. You couldn't do it in Claude. Although I hear they have a plug-in or something that'll do it. Look at us getting all techie here. But yeah, ChatGPT will. And I sent you a couple of those. I sent you the Bill Game of Thrones and the Bill in the, the Wizard in the Woods kind of a thing. Those are cute. Those are fun. And I'm working on another little video project myself now. So yeah, I'm not saying you have to use ChatGPT for that, but it's probably still the best for creating images of stuff that you have you have an idea, put Bill in the movie, put Bill in Game of Thrones, put him, have him wearing armor out in the woods with a big sword somewhere. Poof, there it is. Perfect. I don't know. It's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, now let me ask you this. Have you put your voice on, because I haven't done it yet either.
11 Labs?
Yeah.
I have not.
Because this is going to be the next topic we talk about for a second, because our good buddy Jeff Edwards.
Yes.
I was talking to him this week earlier.
Yes.
And he said, did Bill record a Fort Myers Morgan and Morgan commercial, the tag? And
Did I record it?
And I said, not that I know of. And he goes, man, I listen to that and I hear the voice at the end, and I swear that is Bill Stevens.
Really? No, I have not, and nor have I been paid for. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Now,
if you could, or if you wanted to, or if you were of such a mindset, could someone take 3 or 4 episodes of BJ and Bill the podcast, extract Bill's voice, extract BJ's voice, plug it into the AI, and say, "Here's a couple of more voices to use. Pay me for those too."
I don't think that's the way it works. It does have a few tricks to make sure that it's you. It'll actually give you a script, and it wants you to read it identical as it is written. So
right, correct.
So I don't think it can, but in this day and age, I ain't ruling nothing out, son.
So no, to answer your question, I haven't done a Morgan and Morgan voiceover, although if they wanted to pay me for it, I would be more than happy to do that.
Okay, Jeff Edwards, I got
And then
your answer.
yeah, we've both been talking about the 11 Labs thing where you put your voice out there and it. So is that probably a couple of dollars? I mean, you're not going to get rich doing that. That's for sure. Right. I mean, but it might be a way to make a few dollars.
Well, like I said, I was at the Arcadia radio station a few months ago.
Right.
And this commercial played. And I'm Paul Orr is a great friend of mine. He does voiceover work across the country.
Yep.
I mean, he's got a voiceover company that is legit.
Sure.
You know, that's how he makes his living.
Sure.
And I heard that commercial. And I go, wow, did you have Paul Orr do that? He goes, no, that was an AI voice I got off of 11 Labs. And of course, you know, right after, on my way home, I'm actually on my way home on my cell phone.
Right.
Oh, you're not going to believe this, but I'm in Arcadia and this guy had a voice that sounded just like you. And he said it was an AI voice that he got from 11 Labs. He goes, oh yeah, I put my voice into it. He goes, I make a couple $100 a month off of it.
Interesting. All right.
Now,
we got to do that. We have got to do that. You and I both have got to look into that.
And he's got a couple young daughters. He's even put their voice. So he sells their voice.
Selling out his daughters. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's probably putting some of that in their college fund or something, but
I hope so.
Yeah, but you know, he
college fund. Please refer to the first half of this program for more information about college.
But you know, he's got, you know, a studio that better than mine for sure. And he's even got he's got one of those studio boxes where you go in, you can close the door and it's all soundproof and everything. And big old mic in front of him. Yeah, he's had his daughters in there. He's got it all. But you know, that's what he does.
That's his business. That's his business. Kind of like your son. I mean, your son doesn't have an audio studio like that, but he's got a video studio, really nice one.
Yeah. So
See, here we go. None of this requires a college degree. None of it.
Well,
you have a passion and you have a thing that you like to do, and you can solve I'm going to harp on that again because I don't think people understand that people will pay you to solve a problem for them. Whether it's mowing a lawn or cleaning a pool or making a meal or dog sitting, people will pay you to solve a problem. And those are 3 or 4 basic ones, right? There are bigger, more expensiver problems. Here's Bill Stevens spent the weekend looking at a couple of videos about helping local businesses. You're a pool maintenance company in Orlando, and you have a Facebook page that you have not added to in a month. Well, if I'm looking for a pool maintenance company and I come across BJ Odom's pool maintenance company on Facebook and they haven't posted anything in 6 months, I'm passing them by. I don't know. Are they still in business? Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. Could Bill use AI to create social media posts for a small business and offer to do it for them for $500 or $1,000 a month? Easy. It'd take an hour.
Now there are quite a few companies that do that.
There are a ton of them. I'm just saying that's another way to do it, and that's another business that's not manual labor, because I ain't doing the manual labor at my age.
Somebody needs to come up with a business to form a better spouse, rather a better husband for a wife or a better wife for a husband.
To find one or to coach, because you do coaching and therapy.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what. Because I think both the wife and I would probably pay a bundle of money to have that service.
Solving problems for people. Okay? Now, that one's not going to cost you anything. That one, you just open up ChatGPT and you start talking. Of course, everybody always says don't trust those things for medical advice or for, financial or, spiritual, whatever advice. I get that. But they're pretty damn good with a lot of things. So. Just saying.
Let's because what are we about halfway through?
Yeah.
Let's do our halfway break it in. I'm going to come back with a problem that I need solved. well, I don't need to have it solved. I've solved it on my own. But for the first time, I have a complaint
Uh-oh.
about my Ionic 5.
Oh, no.
My first complaint ever.
Oh, no. Well, I look forward to hearing that, and we will hear all about it when we come back. We will be right back. Welcome back. This is BJ and Bill, the podcast. I'm Bill Stevens. That's BJ Odom. As always, if you're enjoying what you're hearing and you are a real human, you have to be a real human to do. Well, maybe not. If you can go online, Mr. AI, and leave us a few hundred 5-star reviews, that'd be awesome. So anyway, if you're enjoying the show, please leave that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, don't matter. We're on all of them, and each and every one of them would appreciate your good review of this show. And as always, if you'd like, visit the Facebook page. Just do a search for BJ and Bill, the podcast, and you can email the show. BJ would be overjoyed to read your email. BJ and Bill, the podcast at gmail.com.
Let me just go over there, because usually before the show.
Oh, you check in?
Yeah, I check, because if someone, emails us, I want to be able to talk about it.
I hear you.
Oh,
but nothing.
Well, no, I got about 20 emails, but it's all like, we can help your business on Facebook. And
of course.
We do our own Facebook.
Of course.
Using ChatGPT.
Of course. And BJ Odom, if you haven't seen the little thumbnails that BJ Odom produces for this show every week, it's pretty damn good. It's cute and funny. Although the last one, like you said, you sent it to me, and for some reason, I looked like me. You didn't look like you anymore.
Yeah, I think the last week. No, was it last week that I got back to normal? Though I think.
Yeah, you did.
The week before last.
It took a couple of iterations or edits or whatever you want to call it.
But yeah. Now, I will say this, because I do the Gift of Life, the organ transplant podcast.
All right.
And I do that for that program too. And I have people, send me some pictures.
Right.
So I had a lady, a heart transplant that's going to be on this week, sent me a picture of her whole family. And I did that, and I did it through ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
And it never does you exactly. So the lady came back and says, well, my daughter says it doesn't look a whole lot like her, and she wants you to maybe prompt it a little bit more or see if you can get it closer.
I've heard that when you have multiple people in a picture, it goes south quickly.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're probably best to just do the one at a time. Or maybe you could just take the original picture and say, like, make a cartoon version or something like that.
Well, I don't know, but you know how.
I know.
You know how teenager. I don't know how old the daughter is. I really don't know. Maybe 20s.
I want to look good on social media. I know, of course.
And so they said, please don't do that one. So then I just did one of the lady. And that episode will be out when this episode comes out.
That's good.
Because we do this on Monday and the new episode comes tomorrow.
Right. So speaking of which, has it been a week? I know we didn't talk any sports at all. Has it been a week since yours truly had to cry himself to sleep?
Yeah. Well, you were sad, but you still had 4 games to cheer up.
Right. But in the past week, Cleveland has gone down, got swept by the New York Knicks. For you basketball fans, and just a quick update, and then whatchamacallit, San Antonio Spurs, beat Oklahoma City in a wonderful 7-game series. That was exciting basketball. That was good. That was fun to watch. So anyway, looking forward now. Again, this show comes out on Wednesday. Oh, so actually, as you're hearing this, if you're hearing this on Wednesday, tonight, the NBA Finals will be starting with the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs, and will already be 1 game into the NHL Finals, the Stanley Cup, with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And I'm impressed that I remembered all of that.
And I don't know who they will play, but I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of our listeners are from the Southwest Florida area.
Yes.
The Florida Everblades going for the Kelly Cup again this year.
Awesome.
They're going for they're going for the gold.
Awesome.
So good luck to the Florida Everblades, even though I haven't been to a game in a few years, but
No, that makes two of us.
I used to be down there like season tickets, man. I was a big Blades fan.
Oh, yeah.
Still, they still come to Orlando here, and I've seen them in Orlando play a few times. And usually every time I go over here to the big arena, the Kia Center,
Yep.
they usually beat up on the Orlando Solar Bears.
Bears. Right.
Yeah.
And then they also play Jacksonville. Jacksonville has the Icemen. And I don't follow them, so I don't know. So anyway.
Well, I've got a cousin over there. I've thought about going over there once, maybe staying with them and then going to a game.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, but haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Cool. There you go. All right. So anyway, before the break, we were shocked, I tell you, to find out that BJ Odom has a complaint about his new car.
And it's really not a complaint about the car. It's more of a complaint. See, they used to have, and I don't know the names of them. They used to have a different plug-in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what they called it, but whatever that is, Electrify America,
Right.
EV Go, all those companies have that adapter or whatever, that plug-in.
Yes.
Well, now the new one has a Tesla plug.
Yes. And which is kind of becoming the standard, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
told,
what they've said. They said that's going to be the gold standard.
Yes.
So everything will be that someday.
Yes.
But now so they go, now you can use the Tesla charging units.
Stations, yes.
Yeah, trying to get you a little excited, oh man, Tesla's I open the app, man, there's like four of them in Fort Myers.
Right.
Whoa, man, and there's one in Arcadia.
Right.
They're all over the place. So I'm going, this is gold, baby.
Right.
I go to my first one, because I drove down to see the boy.
Fort Myers.
So the son and I were out. I'm going to my first Tesla supercharger.
Yes.
Back in, the hose is built for going on the other side. What would you call it? You call it the hose or
I have never thought what to call it up before this exact moment. I don't know. The plug. The cord.
Plug. The cord.
Anyway, it's on the other side of the car.
So I back up and the cord is like short. It won't even go to the other side of the car because it's built for a Tesla.
Oh.
The port
thought they were on the same
the port
side.
is on the opposite side.
I'm trying to remember the Ionic 5, and yes, I believe you are correct. It is on the passenger side. The charge door is on the passenger side of the Ionic.
Now, they didn't change that, but they changed
the plug.
The plug. Back in, doesn't fit. And let me tell you, too, I used to use Electrify America, EV Go.
Yes.
I would usually pull up into one of those, and there was always at least maybe a space or two that was always open.
Yes.
We go to our first Tesla place. The place is packed. Cars everywhere. You're like almost in line. We're looking for a place. My son was driving. I let him drive. And he saw a place. He goes, let me back in. He backed right in. We went to get the hose. Didn't work.
Plug.
Or the plug, whatever the hell it is.
I get it. It's fun. Anyway, didn't fit. Didn't reach.
Didn't reach. So, okay, now this one's full. I said, okay, I know what, because we started at Gulf Coast Town Center.
Right.
For those of you, again, that know Fort Myers.
Right.
I said, I know there's one down at Miramar. Let's go to Miramar.
Got it.
So we go down to Miramar. Same thing. The place is packed. But we did see that my son said, well, there's two. I'm just taking the other side, and we're going to use that plug.
Yes.
And so we did that, but then somebody else backed in and gave me a dirty, dirty, dirty look.
I'll
then
bet.
Pulled out. So I don't like doing it, and then I even said, let's just not do this.
Right.
And then on the way home, now this was an advantage maybe, but it was also off peak hours because it was probably closer to 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Right.
Stopped at the one in Arcadia on the way home just to see if they had the short plugs or if they had long plugs. But that had like 6 units, and there was not a Tesla in sight.
In Arcadia?
Yeah.
6 chargers.
So I could have backed up in Arcadia anywhere I wanted to, and I really wouldn't have bothered anyone.
Interesting.
But, I'd already charged in Fort Myers, but I still wanted to stop to see if they had the little hoses too, or the little, whatever you want to hell to call them.
I hear you. I hear you. So obviously, then, note to Hyundai, if you're gonna use the Tesla chargers, you've got to move the plug to the. Can't be that hard. Just, I mean, it's a little engineering, but you got to make it match the Tesla charging system. Obviously.
Yeah, especially if you want to go, oh, now you can use a Tesla. Now you can use a Tesla, the biggest charging company in the world,
Right.
Like, they're everywhere. Well, yeah,
Right.
they're everywhere. But you're not going to, I don't want to piss people off and want them to shoot me because they can't back their Tesla in and get it charged.
Right.
But, I think from now on our way down, we will stop in Arcadia. We will charge. We will go back to my son's. If we drive around a little, we drive around a little. And then we'll go back through Arcadia because it was not a soul in sight.
And more and more places are adding, like Costco, right? Costco has chargers now. Wawa in my neighborhood, they added chargers. The Wawa that is closest to me actually added chargers.
And those are probably Tesla because Tesla is working with Wawa.
Probably.
But now I do.
Hopefully, maybe what if you put it right in the middle? That's what you should do, right?
Well,
you should put the, if the parking space is, I'm, holding my hands up. If the parking space backs you straight in, the charger should be right in the center of the parking space so it could go either way.
Now, what they're doing, I am told through ChatGPT and others,
yes,
they're making the cords longer.
That's the easy answer.
But it will be a process.
Of course, it's a process.
So it might be, before you can pull into one and go, okay, I'm good. It might be a couple of years before you can do that. But you know what? I have a adapter.
Yes.
So I've just said to myself, now, well, hell with Tesla. I'll just go back to Electrify America or EVgo or whatever.
Right.
I'll use the adapter and I'll plug in and I'll go.
And I've heard, and you tell me if you've noticed, that the Tesla chargers don't charge the non-Tesla cars as fast as they do Tesla.
Yeah, I've heard that. And I would agree with that somewhat. Yeah.
Interesting. And of course, the good news for you and for most people is you're charging it at home anyway. And
99% of the time I'm charging at home. Yeah. I'm not going to be out on the road that much. So
right.
I'm not that worried about it, but it was like a little irritation, like a little pimple on your face when you're going for an interview or something, or your senior picture or your graduation.
Yes, you seen your class picture?
Yeah. You're going, oh my God, I got to sit. Oh, damn. That was kind of what I was doing, It's like the hose, the cord, whatever that
doesn't fit.
It's too short.
What they should do is they should sell you an adapter that has 3 or 4 feet of hose on it, to use a BJ Odom term.
Oh, they do that. Yeah, they do that, but it's like $250. And as much as I'm going to charge at a Tesla charging facility, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, that's not worth the investment there for sure. No, you can probably get it on Temu, but it would probably blow up.
So that is my only complaint, and it's really not a complaint. It's just that now after I pulled out and I finally got charged and I got to try it out, see what it was like. Now I'm like, hell, I'm just going to go back to Electrify America or EVgo.
Yeah,
they're all over the place, and then I'll just charge there and use the adapter. And it's a certified adapter from Hyundai.
Yeah.
So I should be good.
What an interesting story. And if you're Hyundai, you should have thought of that we're going to be sending people to Tesla chargers and it's going to be on the wrong side of the, but if you go to like you said, if you go to Electrify or EVgo or whatever, it's on the correct side. Yes.
Well, and they've got, what are they called again? Cords. They've got cords long enough to get to either side.
There you go.
Now here's what I'm hearing, but I haven't seen one yet. But this is another thing, that'll probably be popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
There are ones now that you can pull out. They have you got regular gas and you got diesel.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have 2 hoses. You're going to have a Tesla charger and you're going to have like the old charger. So you can, whatever one you need, like the gas tank, there it is.
Yeah.
You pick whatever hose you need and it goes into your car.
That's actually kind of smart because like you said, you don't know if the car is going to be prefer one side or the other or whatever. And yeah, that'd be smart. That would be smart.
So that's what some of the companies are starting to do now.
Cool.
They're developing the double
hose.
Yeah. I'm glad you said hose.
Plug, double plug, whatever. It's all good.
And then there's another one too. You either push the button and the adapter plugs in,
yes,
and it comes out, or you can like not push the button and pull it out, and then it comes back as the other charger.
That's cool.
So, but I haven't run into any of those yet. But like I said, I was like all excited, like I'm going to use a Tesla charger. I never used one of these.
Not so much.
Became a pain.
When you plug your car in to charge, does it lock the plug?
Yeah. If you have your door, like let's say I'm at a charger and I want to go in and get a soda or something.
Yes.
And I'm all by myself, and so I can't send the wife in to get my soda.
Yes.
I can plug it in, lock the doors, and if someone tries to pull that plug out, it won't come out.
I saw, again, I'm spending way too much time on YouTube, aren't I? Somebody finally figured out, hey, wait a minute. If I'm plugged in and sitting in my car at the Tesla charger, and some guy comes up to me with evil intent, I'm not going anywhere. I can't. You can't drive away because the car won't start when it's plugged in. Yeah, the car won't
start. Yeah, car won't start when it's plugged in.
Car won't run when it's plugged in. And I'm like, makes a good case for concealed carry, doesn't it? So there you go. Just saying. Be careful out there.
Now, because I know with my old one, I went to Electrify America.
Right.
And it was at a Love gas station, and they had an Arby's there, and I was on the road, and I think I was going to go I don't know where I was going to go, but I wanted to get an Arby's sandwich. So I went in and got the Arby's sandwich. By the time I went in, got the Arby's sandwich, paid for the Arby's sandwich, came out to the car, was charged, unplugged, took off, and ate my Arby's sandwich.
Best kind. Best way to go. Best way. And if you had the Tesla with the full self-driving, you could eat your sandwich while the car drove.
Oh well, yeah, I had to drive, but I was still eating the sandwich while I was driving. Wow. That just made me. I don't know how much time we got.
You got 10 minutes. You're good.
I know you had to see this story because it was on all the news stations. It was on every. So a lady here in the Orlando area, I think, no, it was West Palm Beach.
Yes.
Got pulled over because she was holding her cell phone in her right hand.
Yes.
And the lady, because they even got this on video. I don't know how that cam ever got out, but now it just went viral and everybody's playing it. But the lady goes, I was not holding my phone in my right hand. And she holds out her arm and ain't no damn hand on the end of it.
That's not the one I was thinking of, but that's, yes, I've heard of that too. And that's kind of hilarious. So I don't know what.
She goes, how was I holding my phone in my hand?
No,
I don't have a hand.
No hand.
Then this is what really made the people mad, that since it went viral. Listen to what the cop said. Raise your hand and swear to me you weren't holding your phone.
I don't have a hand to raise.
Yeah, what was she going to do? Raise her arm and say, I swear I wasn't holding my phone.
Yeah, I don't have a hand to raise. Good luck with that, officer.
And the officer still has a job, I think, and I don't know why.
The one and I don't know all the details on it, but the one I was thinking you were going to talk about was the one that a Tesla driving itself drove an elderly couple into a somewhere, and all unfortunately were killed.
Well,
that's really? Did it make a mistake? Did it goof? Did it, so I don't know. I don't know all the details on that. I'm going to have to look that up. So anyway.
Now, where we live, there's a big shopping center, Winter Garden. Nobody really needs to know, but the road we take to that,
yes,
they've taken a section of it and moved the road. So, like if we went 3 months ago,
right,
we went on the road and we were on the road. Well, now they've moved the road at one part of they built a housing district or whatever.
Yeah.
So they actually move the road and it goes over like maybe, I don't know how far it goes over, but it goes over. So you're not on the old road anymore. You're on a new road. Well, when I look at my GPS or my map, I'm off-roading. I'm not even on a road.
It doesn't know any better.
So I'm wondering what would happen if you were in that Tesla drive a car.
Right.
Would it go down? Would it take you off-roading or through the neighborhood and into houses and stuff where the road used to be? Or would it know to follow the lines and stay on the real road?
What I know, and I'm not an expert on this, so please don't quote me, but what I have heard is that Teslas work differently than other self-driving cars. Some cars, like you said, know the road. They use Google Maps or Apple Maps. This is where the road goes. This is where it takes me, etc. Whereas Tesla, because there are so many Teslas on the road and they all talk to the mothership in Austin, Texas, the Teslas have driven billions and billions of miles in every nook and cranny of this country and know what's going on, so that your Tesla, you have to drive your Tesla around a new construction spot. Every other Tesla in America knows there's a construction spot there now and will respond accordingly.
Now, see,
that's what I've heard, and I don't know how that works. I have no idea. Don't quote me or whatever, but it's different.
I should have you come just to play with my car.
I should try it. Well,
because my map, like if I use let's say I use Waze, I can say don't put me on the toll roads because I don't know what it is about Central Florida, but they've got toll roads everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to get places without using a toll road, so I don't even put my GPS on.
Right.
But usually, if you don't take a toll road and you take another route enough times,
yes,
Waze knows what route you usually take.
Okay.
So it kind of like that's the route it gives you.
Okay.
Now with my car, it doesn't do that because I never take the toll roads. And so, I'm thinking, okay, I've taken this route like 4 or 5 times. It's going to learn it already and, know that. But no, it still wants me to go on them damn toll roads. I think all these Waze and Google and everybody, I think they get a kickback from the
toll roads.
Yeah, I really do because they always want to take you to a toll road. Always.
I thought you could tell it to not.
Well, you can. Waze you can. Waze you can, but I don't know if you can in our Hyundai because we have our own.
Yeah, it's got its own navigation built in. I don't own a Hyundai. I don't know the answer to that. That's interesting though.
I don't know, but after us, because my son went with me, and we had all those problems trying to charge it. He goes, "This is why I'm sticking with my gas car, damn it."
Well, plus your son drives that giant road monster of a car too, because he's moving stuff around and all that. So yeah, I get it. But yeah, cool, whatever. So,
I'm one of those. I want to go on record. I love my EV, but if you love your gas car,
yeah,
I'm not. I don't. It's like, and I didn't buy my EV either to hug a tree. I just thought they were cool, and that's why I did it. So. But I don't care.
And that's okay.
And that's what I mean. I don't care what you drive and don't care what I drive. That's the way I look at it. I don't care what you drive. You shouldn't care what I drive. And there are still those people go, "Oh, you tree hugger." And no. Have you drove one yet? These things are cool.
And I hate to break it to you, friends, the environmental impact of making the battery for your electric car is just as bad on the planet's environment as the gas and fumes being burned in the gas car. It's just you don't see it.
Yeah.
The battery was made somewhere where you don't see it, as opposed to you see the fumes coming out of the gas car every day. You see the fumes coming out of that pickup truck in front of you on US 41 every day. Good. All right, I got it. You're not spewing gas fumes, but guess what? The process that it took to make the battery in your electric car did just as much environmental damage. Sorry, it just did.
Now, the research I've read, because they are changing batteries slowly,
right.
They're like learning new technology. Of course, they're saying in the next few years, there's going to be a battery that'll take you like 1,000 miles.
That'd be awesome.
But they're building them differently.
Yes.
And again, they're trying to save from doing that And
again, as one of my favorite new cliches like in AI or electric cars or in computers or cell phones. This is the worst it's ever going to be. The electric car you have right now is the worst it's ever going to be. They're only going to get better from here over the years. Everything is, right? Your phone, your computer, your car, everything gets better over the years. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the cell phone. Remember your first cell phone? It was in a big box.
In a bag.
Had a little antenna that came up.
In a bag. I had one in Phoenix, Arizona. In a bag.
We all had
I was a radio reporter. I had one.
I shouldn't say we all, but if we're any age at all, like Bill and I, your first cell phone was in a bag.
Yep.
Phone in a bag. It's like,
over
man,
your
this
shoulder.
is
It
the coolest
weighed,
thing
it weighed
ever.
as much as a brick. I mean, a full brick.
Yeah. Look, dear, I got me a phone. Look, you can walk around anywhere on this phone. This is like awesome.
And they charged you by the minute.
And then you go, someday they're going to make a phone where I'll be able to see you and talk to you. No, there won't. And that's never going to. I'll bet you it does.
Dick Tracy, smartwatch phone. Already got it. You know, Star Trek communicator, flip phone. Already got it. You know, so yes, I get it. That's the only reason I wish I were a little younger, to see what's next, to see the cool stuff they're going to invent next.
I just want this. I just want to live long enough to have a Jetson car.
A Jetson car. That's right. I'm looking at you, scientists. Let's go. Push the
go.
button.
Come on. I want to fly around a little bit.
I want the part where it folds up and into the briefcase and it weighs like 20 pounds and I can carry it. And then it blows up into this like monster car. I love that.
What are you waiting for, scientists? Get your act together.
I'm waiting on you. I'm here. Take my money. I'm ready. All right. Look at that. We killed off an hour again just like that. Awesome. Last minute thoughts, BJ Odom.
I got that wonderful cardiac rehab.
Really?
Let me look at my watch. Yep, another hour away. I'll be in this very same room, just working away.
Boy, oh boy.
And I'll be thinking the whole time, when is this going to be over?
Can you what?
When's this going to be over?
When's this going to, yeah, well.
Well, wait, I've done it 2 weeks. So that means now I think I'm down to maybe 10 weeks left, 11 weeks left. Yeah, I think it was 13 or 14 weeks.
One day at a time, baby. One day at a time.
I just want to tell them to take it.
I hear you.
I agree. You know what? I believe in this, and I think everyone should do it. It's just not for me. I was living life fine without doing this 3 times a day.
Well, they want for reasons that are not clear. They want to keep you alive even longer.
I should just say, look at me.
Look
at you. Do you think this is actually helping me? I'm so far gone. This is just a waste of your time.
Waste of all of our time and all of our money.
You know what I could be doing? I could be sitting on the couch watching TV. I could be going to the store.
I could be sitting here watching Netflix, drinking a beer, smoking a cigar. It's all good.
Yeah. How do you think how do you think I got to the point I'm in?
Duh.
By doing what I was doing.
All right. Don't do what we just said, folks. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself, because we want you around to listen to this show for another 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Good God. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Remember, stop by wherever you get your podcasts. Leave that 5-star review. Visit us on Facebook, BJ and Bill the Podcast, and email the show, bjandbillthepodcast@gmail.com. We love you. We'll see you again next week. Till then, just up to BJ Odom to say,
see ya.
Flip the dial, take a ride back in time when the airways were golden and the DJs shine. 2 mics, 2 guys, and a whole lot of laughs. Living like legends, bringing stories back. No script, no rules, just telling it all.